Hello everyone, you are watching Sonic and the Sidekicks, a 2-day event that happens annually, focused on the Sonic the Hedgehog series and a colorful collection of characters that aren't Sonic. They're all his friends. Well, most of them are his friends. Anyways, just a reminder to everyone, in case you did not know, prize submissions for SGDQ, because we've talked about SGDQ a couple of times, they're open now until June 16th. If you're a crafty person and you would like to submit a prize to the event, go to gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. And you can also check out the SGDQ schedule, where we have a couple of Sonic games in that schedule as well. Anyways, I am joined by Nacho from the main Nacho series, NachoTheAdventurer, as we're going to take you through another Knuckles run, but in Sonic Advance 2. And this run has a lot of really cool movement tech, so go ahead and take it away, Nacho.
Hello, I'm Nacho from the main Nacho series. Thank you so much, Amber, from the Amber Cyprian main series to introduce me. So yeah, we're gonna be running as Knuckles. As you can see, Knuckles is going to be here with us in the run. Ignore the frames, the drawings I have on the background. They're not related to the run. So yeah, I'm just gonna put Knuckles somewhere. but he's here.
Knuckles is here hanging out.
Yeah. Okay, so right now we're going to run with Knuckles at the second best character in the game, tied with Amy. We're not going to talk about who is the actual best character in the game. We're not going to do that because he's not allowed. So yeah, I'm going just to start in 3, 2, 1, Knuckles. Okay, so first of all, Sonic Advance 2 gained pure focus on speed after Sonic Advance, the second game from the Advance trilogy. This game was released and at the answer that Sonic Advance 1 was feeling too slow. You can see pretty much I will just hold right and get too fast. I will just roll around the camera sometimes. And yeah, that's because the game is too fast. Every single time I'm going to start the stage, there is a 4-frame window that I have to do a quick exit from the entrance. You know, that 3, 2, 1 count, and our goal is, of course, as every single Sonic game, reach to the goal. Every time I'm going to reach the goal, I'm going to try to do a full stop before, so I can get the animation quickly. Okay, right now I'm going to focus because there is the first and only skip possible with Knuckles. And this skip is only possible with Knuckles. And there it is, first try.
Nice.
Here, I'm just going to hold A and I'm going to reach the goal. There's nothing more about it.
So this game is really unique in that it introduced kind of a boost mechanic before we had an actual boost mechanic. The more rings you have, the easier it is to achieve a boost state where you see the after images following the character. And that can be really, really hard to maintain. And the speedrun is all about maintaining your boost state. When you have 11 rings, it takes a lot longer to hit a boost state. But if you have like 50 or 100 or 200 rings, even just going downhill for a short period of time will send you into the boost state. And now we have our first boss here, where we're going to try to get 8 hits. Or, sorry, is this on easy mode, Nacho, just to make sure?
Yeah, this is easy mode. This is easy mode, so it removes some enemies, and
the boss has 6 hits instead of 8.
Hits, so
Yeah, so like all the bosses have this gimmick of being moving. Like this game was very, very much about like keeping the flow of action going, and that translates to the bosses as well because they're always in perpetual motion. Yeah,
the strat for the bosses is basically if you can make a full stop and then do a spin dash with any character that is not that character is banned from, completely knock on my wall. So if you can make a full stop with that, it's good. Knuckles is the second. Is Knuckles alongside Cream, and alongside Cream is your actually second best option to deal with the bosses, because Knuckles can do a full stop, and of course Cream can cheat the game. But right now it's about Knuckles. You can see here. Okay, this game also suffers from the stuff that most of the classic Sonic runners can relate. Fixes. this tiny portion of of a pixel that you can't actually tell where is it. Yep, this game suffers from that, and it's normally going to stop us. Oh, that was completely that went. That went. No, can't tell if it went very well or not, but that went. But yeah, as Amber said, the boost mode is going to be our main gimmick here. We actually want to try to keep our first boost mode we can get on the entire go for the rest of the stage. Normally we can get boost mode, of course, by running, taking a dash pad, or some sprint. Everyone can see the dash pad. Yeah. There is not too much going on this stage, it's just fun ride. Make sure to don't lose your boost mode. There's a jump here I want to make. I made the jump. I never made the jump lately, like every time on the practice. I failed the jump. I was even using the funny save state or the save state, but yeah. And here I need to jump. Okay, I'm actually on the top row. I didn't fall off. That's completely good for it. Okay, so right now again full stop to not, run or overshoot the goal. Now we can talk about why the bosses are sometimes annoying. There is a huge randomness factor on the bosses. That is how well you can bounce. Sometimes you get bounced on the place and it's really good and that's what we actually want, and sometimes you can just get yeet.
Oh geez, yeah. Like when the oh my goodness, that bounce was huge. But while when the cannonballs fire seems to be on a set timer, but the slopes of the stage I don't believe are anything other than random.
Yeah, no, there's
and that can like affect your jump trajectory. Like if you're jumping on a higher like on a rising slope, you'll jump a lot higher. If you're jumping on a descending slope, you'll jump a lot lower, but a lot more quickly to the right.
Got the frame perfect. Let's go. Okay, music plant, or I should call it music pain. I used to be a fan of this level because how it looked. Then I started to speedrun this game, and right now this is my least favorite stage on the entire game. Why?
I think another runner of this game, Kirby Master, has similar feelings because of the subpixels that can really just stop you for no reason.
Okay, so cool vibes of this stage. Yeah, I can totally tell you this stage has cool vibes and it's kind of the casino stage for this game. No, for example, that spring there is just a 50-50 chance to take your boost mode. There's a 50-50 chance for race to actually not work. And of course, a lot of subpixels everywhere. If we can say something about this game is the physics and the level design doesn't understand each other very well. Like it doesn't feel like you can go fast because the level design doesn't very much allow you to do it. Not because the bosses, but mostly because an internal thing. Mainly the physics.
Yeah, like the game wants you to go really fast and really fluidly, but the screen crunch alongside the level design being kind of more akin to classic games, it feels like the level design is not necessarily built with the boost in mind outside of like some of the very, very early levels like Leaf Forest and Hot Crater. Once you start getting the music plant and some later stages as well, I hate the Sky World. I forget what it's called. It's not Angel Island. That's Sonic Advance 1. But,
it's Sky Canyon.
When you get into Sky Canyon, I think it's called. When you get there, like it's just like you don't want to be in boost mode because you're gonna just run into hazards or a pit. One of the reasons I'm an advocate for playing in easy mode in this game is not just because the bosses are faster due to losing 2 health, but because like certain really genuinely unfair enemy placements are removed, and it feels a lot better for it. Unfortunately, it also feels a little empty sometimes with fewer enemies, but then you have like that monkey where you can't possibly know it's there, at least from above.
I personally, regarding the level design, except for, of course, the playing with the physics. I don't have actually a problem with that because, of course, pretty much of the Sonic main abilities, the ability that you can learn the game, how to go fast, like learn the layouts of the game.
Mm-hmm.
This game does it pretty well. You know, when it works, you can completely feel the speed. And this is
like
the boss where you want to be Cream. Even if like it doesn't matter like if Sonic is faster, you here want to be Cream.
Yeah, you want to be Cream with her Chow of Doom, with Cheese the Chow of Doom, or you want to be actually you want to be Cream as well in the
I mean, for surprise to nobody.
Not the next boss, but actually no, yeah, the next boss too. The next boss also sucks. The bosses kind of suck in this game.
Actually, no, I would say
they're like cool, but they also are not fun sometimes.
Actually, no, I think like this boss without Green or the funny character we can't mention, and it's not here on my back, and it's fine. But there is a boss here. It's just it's nightmareful. I'm not talking about this Cake Canyon boss. But yeah.
I like Ice Paradise though. It's a very pretty stage.
Yeah, Ice Paradise is
good music.
So yeah, it's the Sonic Advance themed Christmas stage. Like, well, not Christmas stage, but you know, the snow stage. Sonic Advance has a lot of creativity when it comes to the snow stage because none of them is related to Christmas or not. They're completely unique.
Yeah, like
and
they got music that's very Christmassy, but like not necessarily snowy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like I don't know, the music for me paints like a picture of the holidays rather than just a picture of a snowscape.
Yeah, I completely understand that, but yeah, completely forgot to mention the air tricks are an essential gimmick of this game. After touching a spring, a ramp, a dash panel, or something that does the same, we can do an air trick, and that air trick depends on our direction. And Knuckles has the second best set of air tricks. Amy is tied with the other character because they're essentially the same. The thing about Knuckles is his back air trick is really good. It's essentially a front air trick. His front air trick is not bad, but it makes him actually forced to curl into a ball state. His up air trick is really bad. It's the worst one, but we can't actually manage to deal with that. And the down air trick is essentially his down action.
Yeah, his down action attack. It's interesting because like his you mentioned his front air trick forcing him to curl into a ball. I had never thought when I was playing this game casually as a kid to use the backwards air trick like a forward air trick instead. And his up air trick, like you said, is actually terrible. The reason it's terrible is unlike all the other characters you get to like move around, like you get some lateral movement shortly after doing the up trick, so you can actually adjust. It's like, yeah, I need to be higher, but I also need to be more to the left or right. You can adjust after doing the up air trick with every other character. And Knuckles just doesn't. He's super stiff, he does an uppercut, and you just can't really adjust from it. So unless you know what you're doing, don't use the up air trick unless like you know you can safely land. Like if you need a lateral like left or right movement, you're not getting it with Knuckles.
Okay, Amber, just say this boss is annoying. I would say that this boss is funny because Knuckles being your second best option against the bosses most of the time. You can just do a full stop, then a spin dash, then a jump, and then start bouncing. It's really funny to deal with this boss. Two cycles, I will take that any time of the day. You can actually one cycle this boss if you get lucky with your bounces. You're going to be stuck on the on the right corner.
I didn't know you could do that with this boss.
Well, of course, a full stop here is completely not intended.
Oh yeah, no, you're not supposed to be able to come to a full stop to spin dash. But the fact that I didn't know you could do this, like, still makes me sad.
Yeah, I know. I had to learn that by the hard way where I was learning this game. Okay, I switch. Ignore my speedrunner noises, please. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This stage is the one where you realize, this is where, like, everyone's like, oh, Dimps always puts really unfair pits in places. This is the level they're probably talking about the most. Because this is the stage where if you haven't learned how to use tricks with the R button, as we were just discussing, this is the stage that will teach you need to. Because there are certain platforms you can only reach with no floor below them. That is necessary for progression by using the up air trick. And I bought this game used, and I don't think it had the manual with it, so I didn't know the full controls until I accidentally pressed the R button in the middle of like playing the front 4 zones of the game, and suddenly I did a trick and I was like, wait, what was that? And then I found out they were directional. So like, kid me really regretted buying this game used. Because I could have had the manual, and I loved reading manuals, so I would have known I could do tricks.
Yeah, pretty much that's a problem with the people. They say that the game doesn't tell you because it's on the manual. And pretty much, it's really hard to know that there's people that actually got the game on the original box with the manual, and because it's a Game Boy Advance title, it's a pretty old title, like around 20 years. Wow, 20 years. I'm feeling old right now.
Yeah, this game was released in 2002, so it's been 22 years since this game came out.
Please never say that.
That combined with the fact that I turned 31 last Tuesday, I am feeling older and older every day.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Your jump scare right there. Yep. Okay, there is random rings boxes, and I got a 50 ring. Thank you. Okay, the random ring boxes gives you, of course, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, and 50 rings. Of course, it's completely random, but yeah, 50 rings. The rings here increases your assignment safety for your how much air that you gain the boost mode, but also increases your air mobility. Then if you have too much rings, you're going to be move easier into the air, more faster, and that's good. Sometimes it says that you don't need to go too fast. You're gonna just sleep earlier. And right now, probably not everyone's favorite boss. After learning how to speedrun, I don't have a problem with the boss anymore, because I just found the funny thing. This is Mr. Slappy. But yeah, if you can manage to throw a punch there, you can bypass the shield. And also if you can do a frame perfect double jump action, you can also bypass the shield. And if you are not me, that
go ahead.
That is not taking the cannon, you want to take the cannon at some point. Not at the end, because it's going to not really screw up the cycles, but deal with the cannon. Okay, there it is.
Cannon is being very mean.
Okay, flashlight warning for the next zone. The next zone has some really fast, a lot of flashlights until 10 seconds pass on the stage. So look at some other place. If you have
this is both a flashing lights warning and a bitrate warning.
Yep.
Because the bitrate's about to go in the garbage. It always does in this stage. I like this stage. It is not as bad to look at as it's pretty bad to look at with the red flashing and the purple strobing, but I would argue that Cybertrack in Sonic Advance 3 is worse to look at.
I don't know. I like that stage because I like Sonic Advance 3.
I like the music. It's very bright white. I would take dark mode over light mode any day.
Yeah, true. We know that light mode is chaotic evil.
I mean, when you speedrun Sonic Advance 2, it's just automatically chaotic evil.
Yeah. Okay,
This is a fun speed run. It's just it's very technical and there's a lot of subpixels that can be really annoying. It's got a lot going on under the hood.
yeah. Okay, and so by the way, this stage is heavily cycle based. First of all, because the background. Second of all, there is some bridges that are built around depending on the cycle there, and same with one of the spikes that appear from somewhere. And yeah, it's cycle based in that kind of manner, not heavily. Like if you need like some strat, well, some strat based on cycles, okay, try to go for it. If you don't, it's not a problem.
Yeah, someone had about the last boss we just saw, which normally is like, for me as a kid, it was like a big difficulty spike in the game for me. Someone was like, that boss in retrospect is one of the most blatant cases of fake difficulty ever. And someone goes, does it really count when they put down rings every 20 meters? In most of the boss's cases, no. That boss in particular has a crusher hitbox in its hand that doesn't care about your ring count. If you accidentally get slapped, you will get crushed and you'll just die.
You love that. You love dimps.
I hate crusher hitboxes. Alright, so I know people complain about dimps and their level design and stuff. I think Sonic Advance 1 is safe but pretty good. It's solid. Sonic Advance 2 is mostly solid with with Sky Canyon and certain other things notwithstanding. Then you have
the best
Sonic
game of the
Advance
trilogy
3 with all of its random crushers just everywhere that have awful hitboxes that are not generous at all to the player. It's really easy to run into them by accident and get crushed by like a 1 pixel hitbox.
Okay.
Yeah, instant KO moves are always frustrating. It was something I found frustrating in Trip's story of Sonic Superstars. Shout out to Argit earlier for the Magic Dragon run.
Yeah. Okay, so bad news. I don't know I don't know what was the route. Good news. I failed at that trying to get for the good route enough times that I mentioned that it just like put in me still how to reach the end. Right now.
Yo, we made it work.
Worst boss on the game. This battle can take 10 seconds or 2 full minutes. And it seems
this
like
is a very
I'm
RNG heavy boss.
Yeah, because it depends. You can manipulate the RNG somehow, but you need to stand on the platforms and it's random. And I took 23 seconds. You're safe, but I lost an incountable amount of runs to this boss because he decided to say, okay, Nacho, we're not going for this. We're approaching to the end game. Egg Utopia, the Eggman base, yeah, the Eggman base stage. As every Sonic Advance game has, there is a funny gravity gimmick, upside down gravity. This is the stage for Advance 2. And the route for this is pretty much straightforward. Knuckles has a special route that is basically a safe mode, and we're going to take advantage of the glide. We're just going to glide like the same way we did on before Stack 2. Glide to this specific section and don't get a spike. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that Knuckles just doesn't care about the outer space sections like that.
Yep.
Also, you've done an excellent job through most of this run maintaining boost state and just showing really smooth movement and mastery of Knuckles' tricks.
Yeah, I would say again, Knuckles was my first second. Okay, I don't know how that works. Okay, Knuckles was my second sub 30 character. Getting sub 30 on this game is like on every character is basically my main goal. So I can actually do an best ending run. I recently did don't know how I'm still right. I recently did a run with Cream that was also sub 30. It's the easiest character to Sub-30 because, of course, bosses.
Yeah, Cream cuts a lot of time off the bosses, thankfully.
For bosses. But yeah, every character that is not that one, it's essentially the same. They follow 90% of the same road. Because your air actions, if you can fly, you can glide. It doesn't actually matter here. The only thing that matters is if you can air dash or you have a really good selection of tricks. And essentially, are you Sonic?
It's like, are you the blue hedgehog, or are you literally, or are you the blue or pink hedgehogs, or are you literally anyone else?
I mean, Amy is essentially the blue hedgehog with air dash.
Yeah, with no air dash. Like, Amy being so. Here's a terrible idea for a speedrun: unlock Amy. If you don't know, unlocking Amy in this game is collecting all Chaos Emeralds with all characters, and I believe clearing the final level, like, for best ending. Doing literally everything the game has to offer will unlock Amy. And she is just Sonic without his, like, double tap the D-pad in whatever direction you're facing, air dash move. And you also unlock the tiny Chow Garden along the way, which was unlocked in both Sonic Pinball Party and Sonic Advance from the start. So it's hardly... oh, man. It just... I don't know why they did that.
This game is surely has an amount of experiences to everyone. For me, it was never my game. My favorite Sonic game, because that Sonic Frontiers, I forgot to mention 0 days without mentioning Undefeatable featuring Killing Queen. My record is 0 days.
Your hyperfixation song has been undefeated featuring Kellen Quinn. Undefeated. What in the world? I'm naming a Disturbed song and I'm not naming, like, the Kellen Quinn song.
Okay, Egg Frog, any frogs in the chat, any froggers, any froggy?
Well,
yeah,
don't look now, we're gonna have
boss.
Froggy all over the place after this run.
Oh. Okay, this is actually the name of the boss, Egg Frog. I'm not making it up. And yeah, we can just press up and down, we can change the gravity. That was not the best boss, but it was the boss. Right now, final stage. This should be like the final boss of the zone, but no, we have the double X zone, the final zone. This is essentially a boss rush, except every single boss has half of the hits instead of 6. It's going to be 3 hits. We're gonna take a lot of advantage of that. Of course, except for Egg Bomber Tank, it's 3 hits on the cannon and 1 hit on the Eggman. Okay, bad bounce there. It's fine because I got a good bounce and another good bounce. Yeah, let's go. We're going to face against every single boss.
This boss refight so far is so good.
Yep. Of course, there is the funny Egg Totem right here. Going to try to do an early hit. There it is. Early hit. If you keep pressing forward, you can do that kind of stuff. And there it is. Wow, this didn't take a problem. I wish that was the case earlier on. Okay, Aero Egg. Of course, full stop. Going to wait for the slope and jump. 1, 2, and completely fed the third one. It doesn't matter, it's fine. We're gonna just do it again. I don't have rings. I could try to do an early hit here. Hopefully I could got a good bounce. If not, I'm going to splat myself.
At least in the boss refight, you get checkpoints after every boss. So the worst it can do is kill you and you just start over from this boss. Like as you can see. Demonstrating intended game mechanics.
Yeah, of course. I didn't die accidentally. That was completely intended.
Also, shout outs to
Okay.
actually destroying the cannon this time.
Yeah, the cannon takes one hit and I missing all the punches. Okay, I nailed all the punches earlier on. I'm missing every single one of them now. You love to see it. You love to see it trolling for content.
Oh yeah, no, this boss in
Don't you love-
particular is going to be the one that trolls for content.
You love when your runner trolls for content to extend the marathon, you know?
I mean, everyone likes more Sonic. This event has been a lot of fun so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this run, the Big Emblems run we've got coming up next with Allegro, and then tomorrow we're kicking things off strong with the Sonic Dream Team 4-player race. That's going to be really cool.
Okay, I got 2 spikes platforms. That's fine because I got the 3 hit. Again, no rings. It's not a big deal. You can see we have 9 lives and probably more because, you know, going fast gives you time bonus. Every 15k points, you get 1 extra life. And I have around almost 8,000 points. 800,000. There it is. Okay, right now, final boss, another Death Egg robot. I can't remember the name, but I know it's some kind of Death Egg robot. And yeah, this is the only boss that is not an endless runner, so the physics here are going to be weird. The platforms are gonna just rise, and we have to hit the head. There is a roof of full of a spike there. He also going to throw laser sometimes, and I completely missed the second hit there. Okay, right now time is coming up from the last hit of the boss, and I believe there is 1 hit left. Time.
GG,
Okay,
the way you
what's
do this
happening now?
boss gives me anxiety.
I know. It gives me anxiety too. Okay, so that was Sonic Advance. That was Sonic Advance 2 with our boy, not the boy that is here. It's not here right now because I know we're gonna have Sonic Frontiers and we're gonna have the DLC and we're gonna see this boss this dude right here. And I love this dude right here.
Yeah, Sonic Frontiers is going to be a really, really cool run tomorrow as well. There's so many things to look forward to on the schedule. Do you have any shout-outs, Nacho, coming off of that awesome Knuckles run?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Knuckles. He's here. He was here looking the entire run. I hope he liked the way I make him look like. Shout outs to Kirby Master for helping me a lot trying to learn this game. Shout outs to myself because I made a guide of this game. So if you want to learn this game, I made a guide with the tricycle roads you should get and backups and all. It's not a video, so it's because, you know, this is simple. Just follow the internet route and you're probably going to have a good time. Talk me sometime. And yeah, shout outs to everyone that I know, every single runner, the Sonic community, the community, 2D, 3D games, anything, because I run basically every main era of the game. I run classic, adventure, modern era, handheld games. So
yeah, you do a little bit of everything. But thank you so much for that run, Nacho. That was really awesome and a ton of fun. We're going to take another quick break as we go into our final run of the night. I hope you all like, you know, Big the Cat. It's everyone's favorite character, everyone's favorite Sonic sidekick. We're going to be fishing for Froggy, collecting all the emblems, and maybe Allegro will show us and tell us how the instant catch in that works.